Welcome, everyone. This is Una from Bella Retreats, and we're going live today. I'm here at the Neurosculpting Institute in Denver with Lisa Wimberger, the founder. Yay!
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for being here today.
It's my pleasure.
Yay.
Thanks for being in my brand new space.
It's awesome. I just got the tour. It's new and improved, and they have a big, spacious room for people to come and meditate and dance, so that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey everyone, if you're out there, if you're listening, feel free to say hi. We're just going to chat a little bit here. It'll be a short interview, but we'd love to hear from you if you're watching. So, Lisa.
Una.
Hi. Good to see you.
You too.
So tell us a little bit about your upcoming retreat. It's called Transformation in the Land of Enchantment. And do tell us, why are we going to New Mexico to this location? It's called Synergia Ranch.
Oh, it's so delicious. That's why we're going. So let me tell you, there are many amazing places all over the world that we do retreats that Una organizes for me. And there's something about this land that is one of the most magical places I've ever been. I've been going here since 1999. Started first going to this land to learn to play African drums and dance, African dances at this yearly event. And the land at that point just took me. So we're outside of Santa Fe in the mountains and the desert, which you would think would be sort of a little barren, but the magic of this place is that it's this oasis all by itself. So it has an orchard that these people have been growing for since the 60s. This orchard had 100,000 pounds of apples last year. So we go there, we go into this kind of cocoon of amazing, lush food in the desert. We go apple picking, walking in the orchard at sunrise is amazing. The land itself has been blessed many years in a row by the native tribes in Taos, who would come to the land during our drum and dance retreats and do medicine drum right there on the land, pounding in blessings, and then there would be African teachers from all over Africa pounding into this land, their rhythms and the dance, and so the magic is embedded. Outside of that, the people who own this land are just amazingly magical beings. They've got their own water. They grow their own food. They've been living there, cultivating and loving this space for decades. And they hold a magic. They have planted things that should never grow in the desert, but do. They have built dome structures for us to teach in that have an inherent power in them as well. And the food is like the best food in the world. We have a private chef who cooks homegrown food, some of it right from the land, and serves us these delicious, intentional gourmet meals. And just being there without the curriculum is magic all by itself. But then there's the curriculum.
So yeah, I just want to stop you there and jump in and say I agree. There's a certain type of energy when you go to a certain place where there's nothing fancy about this location. It's not about that. It's just the energy. It's what you feel immediately when you step on to the land. And for me, the desert has always had a sort of magical, mystical quality in that it really leaves a lot of spaciousness for the mind to relax and to do some of this deeper work that we are going to get to do. So that's my next question. What are we doing? On this retreat, this neurosculpting retreat? I feel like some people don't even know how the magic and amazingness of what is neurosculpting.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Okay. So neurosculpting is a 5-step brain entrainment meditation process at its smallest, which is what we teach people to use as a tool for emotional regulation, getting rid of their old patterns, moving into the dream life that they want with anchors and practicality. But at its larger, neurosculpting is a lifestyle that we help train and teach at this retreat, which is how do you eat to support your brain and your emotional navigation and the release of these patterns? How do you move your body to do that? How do you learn the knowledge to do that? And then how do you use the meditation practices? And how do you then use your expression through art and dance and movement to actually accomplish this? So this retreat is packed. I mean, packed. I've been on retreats where it's like there's a little bit of content and then you go off on your own, and those are really relaxing and I love them. This is not that. This is, we're in class. Should I do a typical day?
Yeah, what's the typical day look like? We wake up.
We wake up.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an early bird, you wake up at sunrise and take a walk to see the sunrise through the orchard. Which we both
like to do every day.
And you wake up after hearing the coyotes put you to bed, which is amazing. So you wake up, you take your nice little quiet walk. Then you go into the community dining hall and you eat breakfast. We all eat breakfast together. From there, we go into a morning session of neurosculpting. If you are really into it, then you can do an early yoga class as well. But if you want to sleep in, you can. So we do a morning session of neurosculpting where you're learning all about neuroscience, neuroplasticity, the 5-step process, the brain, all of that juicy content. And then we do a somatic practice after that, which is a tremor release exercise practice alternating with a yoga practice. So you're going to get some kind of physical movement and embodiment where you learn how to actually use your body to help you process your stress and move out of your patterns. Then we're going to have my favorite, which is the art class that Una runs. And every day we're moving into art expression so that everything that we're digesting in the morning in the brain and everything we're processing through the body now gets to come out as an expression during art. And then we eat lunch together, and there's a little bit of downtime at lunch, and people like to walk in the desert, people like to journal or
take naps.
Yeah, naps is good. And then we come back for the afternoon of neurosculpting, which is another big block of time where we're diving deeper into all of the juicy content. The curriculum is usually done by 6 p.m. We start at like 8 with breakfast, 9 with content, end content at 6. We eat dinner together, and then in the evening we have free time. Most people like to go into the communal art studio and work on their art project. Some of us like to dance because there's
stargazing is another thing we like
stargazing.
To do. The stars are amazing
dancing,
out there.
Sound meditation in the dome, taking another walk in the orchard. And that's kind of what a day looks like. It's a lot of content. My goal is to give you more than you expected so that you leave with more tools than you ever dreamed possible. So you have choice for how you want to go forward in your life. I'd rather you leave feeling like, wow, that was so much I didn't even get it all, than, you know what, that was a real waste of my time. So my goal was to give you as much as I can, and that's why we've created the schedule like this. And this is our 6th year.
6th year going there, yeah.
And it's been amazing.
It's been amazing. We've had a lot of people each year come, and some people even return every year because of the magic of the land and because of what they get out of it at the retreat. So let's finish up with one last question. I think people might be interested to know, like, what are some of the benefits or ways that neurosculpting and the retreat, and specifically the retreat, but also neurosculpting, how can that really affect your life or create change in your life?
Yeah. I've seen, so when you study a process that's going to change your physiology and your mental patterns, it's really helpful to do it in a concentrated dose in a safe environment that is held with a lot of care so that you can really go deep to make lasting change and then be given tools to apply that. And so this week is what that's for, rather than a class once a week for 10 weeks or 20 weeks. This is in one container. So you have an immersion. So what I've seen happen with our retreat participants and our return retreat participants is that by day 3, they are so held in this environment and with this content that they actually let their big stuff start to shift. They have the support to do that. And in those big shifts, I've seen people move out of lifelong fear patterns right there in the retreat to have a massive overcoming of something that's been with them their whole lives. By the end of the retreat, it's actually gone from their body. I've seen people who can't seem to get grounded in their day-to-day life go to this retreat and then a year later call me and say, I'm still using those tools. I can't believe how I'm grounded, how my life has changed, how I have focus, and how I'm not so triggered by everything that used to happen to me. And I've seen people return again and again, marking this week as their go-to space each year, because once was not enough. They saw the unraveling and they just want to do more. Unraveling of the patterns that limit them and moving into this space. And so it's become a really safe, amazing container for deep, powerful work. We don't leave you with a lot of questions. We leave you with a lot of tools.
A lot of tools. I use the neurosculpting meditation tools almost daily, here and there, throughout my day when I'm teaching, in the morning, all the time. I find them very helpful, very useful. So I still use them, and I've been, experienced a retreat now with Lisa.
6 times.
6 times.
Una's in every class.
I love
every retreat. Una is there in every class, and I'm thinking, wow, this is your 6th time taking 40-something hours of content,
right?
Or more.
Of similar content,
yes.
But every time it's fascinating. I get to go into deeper layers and deeper levels of my consciousness, my awareness. So every time there's still something there for me to learn, for me to process, for me to let go of, for me to shift. So I always find something that is, interesting, fascinating, and something to work with. So
there's a question. So Gia, what are the examples of specific lifestyle changes that previous clients have made?
I feel like you just answered that.
I did, but maybe I'll give you 1 or 2 more. So one of our retreat goers had was dealing with stories, patterns, mental, emotional patterns around shame, and kind of at about day 3 in the retreat that year, there was opportunity for this person to feel safe enough to start exploring why the pattern of shame was there. And she had a complete and profound breakthrough. And, we made sure the space was safe enough for her to feel like she could process that with the tools we had already taught her. And her being had a profound softening. She opened up in the rest of the retreat to more trust, to more connection with people. That was one example. Another example was someone who had really a hard time connecting with others, specifically family members. Had a hard time understanding the patterns of how much this person was in their space, sometimes even manipulating them. And so during the retreat, when we were teaching the tools of self-reflection and meditation and changing the patterns, this person was able to understand how to remove herself from the codependent relationships that she was so pained by. And she's still effectively navigating that differently than she did before the retreat. So these are just some of the examples. We also have people who come with, things like chronic pain or stress kind of discomfort and disease in the body that come and learn how to eat differently and how to navigate their stress, and they actually can minimize their symptoms. In fact, one year we had an MS, someone who's suffering from MS, and they came and gained a whole lot of knowledge and practice that they're now using to help mitigate their MS, their multiple sclerosis symptoms. So you can come with any specificity of what kind of pattern you'd like to change, and we're going to give you the information so that you can craft your own path to that change. Thanks for that question.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Gio. If anybody else has any other questions, feel free to add it in the comments section, and we'll try and answer that by comments later. I think that's it for today, unless there's something else.
There's something else.
What is that?
We have the early bird special
just a few more days.
Until April 20th, which is a huge savings. We cap this retreat at 20 people?
20, yeah.
We want to keep it small and intimate, and so we can give you one-on-one attention. So we already have spots taken.
We only have 2 more rooms that have ensuite baths in them. So if you want to get in early and get your room choice, that would be a good idea.
And if you want to save money, do it now, because April 20th prices go up. Gio asked, is neurosculpting derived from other work? Yes and no. It's derived from my lifelong meditation practice. I've had various teachers in various modalities. Ascension training, the training and techniques from the Berkeley Psychic Curriculum, and then some shamanic training that I've had, which kind of help, and autogenic hypnotherapy, which kind of informs a little bit of the flavor of the meditation. The structure, the 5-step trademark structure, is not derived from any other work. It's derived from how I had to study neuroscience to address a central nervous system pattern that was creating a really traumatic state in my body. So of course, there are influences from other things, but it was not a modality I studied that turned into neurosculpting. It was kind of using myself as a guinea pig to heal myself that created neurosculpting.
So that's something that you actually developed yourself and created.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what's so cool about getting to come to this retreat, is that you get to study deeply one-on-one with Lisa, who created this meditation process. And so getting a lot of direct one-on-one personal energy with her. And plus, she's hilarious at lunch, so we laugh a lot.
We do skits,
We do.
And you really need to come and be the audience for our skits, because, yeah.
So we have a lot of fun, as well as doing the personal work. So it's a very relaxed, fun environment that you can come away with something very useful in your life. So we would love to have any of you who feel called to join us. Again, the retreat's in September, so you have some time to plan ahead. But the early bird discount is ending in 3 days. So we would absolutely love to have you sign up in the next couple days to get that discount. You can go to bellaretreats.com or the neurosculptinginstitute.com to find out more info.
Or click the link in this description.
We will definitely add it.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.